It's About Time features dynamic women that will share the pivotal moments that changed their lives forever. From hilariously funny to gut-wrenchingly painful, from outlandish to acts of incredible bravery, each story will take you on an emotional journey. These are the moments that inspired us, captivated our minds, energized our souls, and motivated us to realize that this is our time. I'm Kelly Lamb, and I invite you to join us as we uncover the life-altering events that shaped who we are and fueled our pursuit of purpose. Let's celebrate the women, their resilience, strength, and the unique journeys that defines us as human beings. Hi, Cassandra. I mean, Dr. Cassandra Suggs.
Hi, Kelly Lamb. How are you?
Oh, I'm so glad to be side by side doing interviewing as from our
Again,
days gone by when we
I
used to
know.
do radio together, and our cartoon character was so much
Ye-
fun.
Yes,
So
I just, as a matter of fact, the 13A, the woman, what a card was stuck in like one of my drawers, and I was pulling something out, and it just yesterday it fell out. I was like, oh, I was like, what
wow.
the timing of all that? I should have brought it with me.
Isn't that
Yes,
amazing how that
yep, I
happens? Every
saved it.
once in a while, not a reminder, but you know how they'll do like, I don't know, things that
On
past things that,
Facebook. Yeah,
yes, and
yeah,
it
it's a
comes up in
memory.
that. So it was such
Yes.
a blessing to get to meet you and watch you through the years. I mean, literally, I've seen your enormous, tall, healthy boys grow into men,
Right?
become successful athletes, and then your baby now, he is a grown man. I
I
mean,
know.
and you know,
Crazy.
he's still in college, right?
He's in California in filmmaking. He graduated with a degree in filmmaking and minor in
That's not
business from McGill.
possible. He's supposed to
I
be in
know.
school, middle school right
I
now.
know.
Well, you and Ronnie have just been incredible
Thank
parents,
you.
Ron, and so proud of you. And thank you for honoring me with being part of It's About Time and sharing your story. Do you have your chapter name?
I don't have it named yet. I'll
That's
figure
all
that
right.
out.
I know
Yeah.
that it resonates and as your
Yeah.
story comes together, but if you'll just take a moment, Cassandra, introduce yourself and what inspires you each day and what is it that you're doing with your life right now?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kelly. That's a great question. Actually, those two of them. Well, the first part is really what inspires me every day. And I think what inspires when I wake up, I say the same thing I've been since I was 12 years old. And that is, thank you, Lord, for letting me wake up today and use all the parts of my body. And please let me bless somebody. And I don't know where I got that from, but I just have. And so I think what inspires me is to live my life with purpose. It sounds kind of cliche-ish, but really, if
Oh,
you don't really make it intentional that you're going to go out and try to do something purposeful, whether that's just being kind to someone or when you're on a call with a service person, which I do a lot, at the end I may say, "Can I pray for you for a second?" And no one ever says no. They always say, "Well, yeah, actually, could you?" And so the little things, just giving an extra smile to someone who looks like they could use it. And that way, when I go to bed every night, I know I've done at least one thing that day
yeah.
that is of purpose. And so I think that's what's inspiring because not everyone can get out of bed.
I
Not
think that's
everyone.
amazing. Gordon's very easy to do that as well, or asked to pray, and will pray. All the ladies, I'm just astounded at the authors, the faith driven women that have accidentally, I mean, I never asked. That's not something that I chose to make sure that the women that are part of this have that. But I have just been blown away at this whole day of meeting women that I never knew. I knew that you do, but I didn't come to you and choose you for that. I choose you because you resonate with my soul just from knowing you. And I've watched you, and you have changed and grown since I've met you. You're a grandmother now, as I am, and
Mhm.
you weren't at the time. But knowing that you're still evolving, I mean, Cassandra, you've just had this promotion, which I want you to mention in talking about what you're doing now. I mean, you're ever evolving and growing. Your kids are grown. You could be retired right now and just doing your thing, but you chose to just keep moving forward and doing new things. And tell us what that is right now, and
Yeah.
also mention your husband and kids.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate it. When you and I were together working, I was in television for many years. I worked for Best of the STL TV. I met you there, and then we did radio together. I've been an author since '94, my late 20s. I became an author and wrote a few books, and that's what I really want to do in my life. But when I was a little girl, Kelly, I said I want to be an author, a TV host, and a lawyer. Like, bam, like that's just gonna happen. Like that doesn't just happen.
Talk about wide spectrum.
Right. And I was an author, a TV host, and now I have a law degree. So that the evolving part, thank you for saying that. I get that a lot from people who've known me for a long time. They're like, shouldn't we be slowing down now? I guess again it goes back to purpose.
Right.
If I feel led and there's a purpose there, and then my husband's so supportive of it,
Mhm.
that I go for it. And the law degree is something that I really wanted to. I finished in December, and I graduated with the highest GPA in my class. And I don't say it
Of
to
course
brag.
you did.
Anybody could. No, I'm saying that if I can do that, anybody can. That's just literally taking
No,
it seriously. Yes, they
you're
can. That's just,
incredible.
I graduate on May 3rd of 2025, and we'll walk at Purdue University. And but I say that to say, I hope people say, then I can do it. You know what? I'm in my 50s, or I'm a grandmother, or I'm in my second career, or whatever, the third career. I can do that too. So I think we think, oh, I've done one thing and that's enough. But look
Yeah.
who's talking, Kelly. You are the master of reinventing. You've done
Yeah.
J. You've
Not a
done
doctor.
yeah, but you know what? You have enough knowledge in there to be a doctor. You've done magazines, you've done real estate. So I think we're kindred spirits in that way. Oh,
Well,
and now,
Katy Perry's an astronaut now, so I
well,
guess I can call myself a doctor because
yeah,
I'm talking to one.
and you know what? Yes, exactly. And Kim Kardashian's in law school, right? So see, like I'm saying,
Oh Lord, help us
um,
all.
and
I think it's incredible.
as far as my current career, sorry, I did go into education around 2009 as a teacher assistant. Then I became a teacher and then a principal. And I worked in as a director of education equity and access for a large school district in Missouri. And then now I'm going to be the assistant superintendent. So that was a recent promotion.
Wow.
And I'm really excited about that opportunity to serve those families and students as well and staff.
So when you wanted to get into law,
Mhm.
did that come from a reason? Was there someone in your life? Because I mean,
Yeah,
that TV and law.
right. When I was a little girl, my cousin, who was like 15 years older than me, dated a young man who I thought was extremely gorgeous, and he was in law school. And I remember, they would take me sometimes on little dates. I was going to Burger Chef. I was 5 or 6,
Burger
and I would
chef.
listen to him talk about law school, and something about that resonated. And then, you grow up, you watch the law shows, but I always wanted the knowledge. I wanted
Mhm.
the knowledge because I believe that we as people generally, we get cheated a lot because we don't know the law. And so some years ago, actually, when my oldest son, Scott, was showing a lot of promise in high school, he had asked me would I be his agent. And I was like, no, you have to have a law degree. He said, Mommy, you should go get your law degree. I was like, no, you don't just go get a law degree. But back then, this is before online was a big deal. I investigated and found an online law school and applied and got in and started then. But then after a year, our youngest son got really sick, Kason, and I had to stop to take him back and forth to Big Barns. So it had been sitting kind of in the coffer for about 12 years. And my husband said, when I finished my doctorate in education, he said, you should go ahead and finish your law degree. I was like, boy, are you crazy? Like, I am exhausted. I cannot. He said, you should. You might as well. And he said, you don't like to leave things undone. He was right. So I called them. It's Purdue University. And I thought, let me just see, is it a possibility for me to appeal and get back? And they accepted it. And I got back in and then I finished strong. And so that's the tie-in. But this time, instead of focusing on being, which my son is still playing basketball, but being his agent, I'm using it. I got my focus was on education law, special education law, health law, employment law, and immigration, because those are the areas that I feel that right now are really needed. And I
Mhm.
want people to be able to reach out to me if they have advice, if they need advice, or just want someone to just hear them out. And it's another way to help.
Yeah. And you have 3 boys, right?
Four.
4 boys.
Your Scott,
Okay.
Skylar, Ronnie, and Kason.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
And
yes.
daughter-in-laws now and
Two
babies, and you're
daughter-in-laws,
busy
four
on top of
grandchildren.
everything you're doing.
Yes,
Well, let
crazy.
me ask you a question here. So,
Mhm,
for someone that's going to be reading your chapter who might be in the middle of their hard moment,
mhm.
what would you want them to know?
I want them to know that this too shall pass. This too shall pass when they're going through it. I think at times we get so caught up in the difficult moments, we all do, that it doesn't seem like there's a way out. I think that's how people end up hurting themselves or making really bad choices. And so this too shall pass. And I'm hoping that throughout all the stories, that they're able to find some glimmer of hope, some action steps, something they can do to get through this tough area. No, they're not alone. Even though it may seem like you are not. I promise you, you're not going through something that at least one, two, three, 10 other people haven't gone through, maybe a million people. So that's what I want them to know. Hang on, this too shall pass. And we're going to try to give you some steps to help you get through it.
Perfect. And is there a daily practice that you do, or a mantra or a mindset that helps you stay grounded and inspired
Yeah.
with all that you are doing?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. Yeah, I pray every day. Every day I get up. I have a routine. I've done it since I was a little girl. And, I have to read my Bible and get into my devotions because that gives me strength. It really, really does. And I know that I just ask the Lord to let me within his word find something that I can help bless somebody else with. So
Mhm.
every day I'm reading my word and I use it on the Bible app now. So it's much easier. Before I used to have to lug around a big
Right.
Bible. And then I pray. And I pray throughout the day though. Always. I have alarms that set off when I get close to work. There's a prayer for close to work. When I'm going home, there's a prayer for that. So little alarms go off on my phone to remind me to pray. And but not just for myself, generally for mostly other people. And so those are things that I do to stay grounded. And then I try to choose joy. Kelly, you taught me something, lots of things, but one thing is that you laugh a lot. You
Oh
have this
gosh,
infectious
too much.
giggle. And no, and I just remember thinking, gosh, that's so uplifting. I think I told you that. I told you that there's times I text you one day and say, I just thought about your giggle today. And
Oh
you'll
my
just go,
God.
it could be over something silly. One time you showed me a picture of your grandbaby sitting on the countertop. Your daughter said he was covered in flour, and you just cracked up laughing. And I thought, man, she has such a
Oh,
joyful spirit, and when you have a joyful spirit like that, it's contagious. And I didn't tell you, I don't think at the time it wasn't even processing until we weren't together anymore. And I missed that giggle, but that joy, that comes from a mindset, and you do have a mindset of joy. But I'm sure at times you get sad, and
oh.
so for me, being grounded and asking God, please don't let that joy leave me, Lord. No matter what happens, please don't let that leave me. I want to be giggly like Kelly.
Well, I appreciate that so much. There's so many funny stories and things I remember from our times together. Your mom is something else. I mean,
Yeah,
her beautiful white teeth, and they're all hers.
yes. She still has them all at 93. She still has them all, Kelly.
Oh, I
Crazy.
love that. Well, let me ask you here on our last question. So, you've obviously been very busy, and the word time in It's About Time is this is my evolution. And you have definitely been on a constant evolution, as I had said. And is there something that you're leaning into in this next journey or dreaming about with what you have going on right now, which are new things?
Mhm. Whew. I, to be honest, for every opportunity that's come with me in my most recent promotions and such, I wasn't dreaming about it. I was just trying to be in the moment and trying
Mhm.
to do a good job. But
Right.
I do want to positively affect children. So the whole thing was, how can I positively affect children? That went back before education. When I wrote my very first book, it was for children. My very first time on TV was for children. And so what I dream about, if anything, is that I will, when my life is said and done, that people will say, she was an impactful person that really cared about people and children. So I still, from a teacher, when I was a teacher, I still have students calling me. Some of my students are doctors now and teachers, and one of them called the other day because she was walking into a funeral and she was feeling anxious. She said, Mrs. Suggs, which she knew me by as a teacher. She said, Mrs. Suggs, can you just walk me through it? It was a friend who died that I knew as well. We had him in class. She said, I'm afraid to go in there. So we talked through it, and she went through the funeral, and she called me when she got done. She's like, thank you for always being there. And I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't taught her since 2018. And I had her since fourth grade, which was 2009. So those impacts, those meaningful impacts on the lives of others, I look forward to that. Continue to do that even when I'm no
Nice.
longer working for a paycheck. I hope
That's
to be able to do that.
beautiful. I have to ask, I laugh. I'm sure Gordon would appreciate so much if I would pick out my clothes even just 2 days ahead of time. A week would be beneficial for all the things you do. I'll never forget, 30 days of outfits. Who has that many clothes to pick out 30 days
I know.
anyway?
I
From
still
head
do
to
that.
toe of jewelry, you still pick out your clothes.
I still do.
What a way to be ready.
I know. I think I do it in 2 weeks now. I've nailed it
Two
down
weeks. Well,
because
the
the
weather
weather keeps
changes by the
changing. That's
second.
why. That's why. Yeah.
It's
You know
so
what,
hard.
Kelly? And I've gutted out a lot. It helps me because I don't like to wake up in the morning and wonder, or you try it on, it doesn't fit, or it has a
That's
stain,
me.
or it has a rip. So yeah, menopause is no joke. So I'm like, oh, does it still fit? So yeah,
It's
2
so
weeks.
good, even if it's virtual, getting to talk with you. And I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to read your story, know what the
Yes.
title of it is, and you get that over to us. And I'm so happy that you're sharing your story within It's About Time. I know it's going to resonate and help other women to continue to see their path, see their journey, and keep moving, even if it's a rough day or a really difficult time that they might be
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
so much.
you're welcome. I'm honored. Thank you, Kelly, for thinking of me to be a part of this very special anthology. I'm very excited and
I'm
I look
honored.
forward
Sending
to
you a
it.
big air hug.
Yes, big air hug and a giggle.
Say hello to your husband. Give your mom a hug as well. And I
I
hope she's
will.
doing well too.
I'll
So
tell her you said so, yes, and you give your husband a hug and the girls too.
I will. Thank
Bye.
you.
See you
Bye.
later.